Hello and welcome to the March edition of the Collectors Elite Auctions preview show. I'm your host, Alan, from Collectors Elite Auctions. And, every month we come to you and we kind of say the same thing. We've got a fantastic collection of unique, rare, hard to find, engraved, custom, just the finest firearms that you could be looking for in one spot. And while this month is no different, we're kind of taking it up an extra notch. We're, if you will, we're turning the amplifiers up to 11 for those who get the Spinal Tap reference, because we've got an item coming to this month's collection that is literally from a true icon, a legend in the shooting sports and the hunting world, but a literal rock and roll icon. And I'm guessing by now you're probably getting a good guess who we're talking about. It's not Mark Wills. It's not Joe Perry. It's the one, the only, the Motor City Madman, Uncle Ted himself, Ted Nugent. Eric, I got to see this in person at SHOT. This is a really cool item. First of all, talk to me a little bit about just the auction itself. I know it's going to help support a great cause.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, we had the gun at SHOT Show, and it got a lot of attention. You were there, you saw that, and we got some other things to go with it, some other accessories, and I'll show those to you in just a few minutes. But so this whole package, this ensemble was put together, and it's all being donated to GOA, Gun Owners America. And the fact that Ted Nugent is put his hands on every bit of this, to do this for GOA, it's just a fantastic, collaboration with Ted, with yourself, Gun Owners America, Bryant Ridge. It's a great opportunity, and I think that people are really going to like what we've got to show them today.
Yeah, I mean, visually the package stands out, and folks will get to see it here in a little bit. But this is a fantastic set, and really something that probably only could be pulled together by you guys over at Bryant Ridge. It's a pretty fantastic collection, and going to help benefit the Gun Owners of America, one of the great groups out there that are in the trenches every day fighting to protect your right to keep a firearm, to hunt, to shoot, to protect yourself. Really cool item, really great organization. There's not much more to say than that. But it's not just a gun, though. As you said, there's other items in the package. So what all are we talking about here, Eric?
I'll start out with a few of the small things. So, and everything, of course, is going to be autographed by Ted. So, signed autographed picture.
I always love I always love how understated Ted is. Just so, quiet, almost a wallflower. He's just a delicate creature.
Yeah, that's one way to describe him, I guess. Next up, we have his book, and brand
Ted White and Blue, New York Times bestseller.
The main event, if you will.
Of course.
And we've got an autographed hat.
That's guns and rock and roll. And the book is great because if somebody's never heard of Ted and just wants to buy the collection to help support the GOA, oh boy, are you in for an eye-opening experience when you read that book.
It's funny you would mention that. It's hard to believe if somebody's never heard of Ted. I ran into that at SHOT Show. I had a few younger people come up. Oh, that's a really neat gun. So what's the deal with it? That's what's signed by Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent actually fired the gun. Oh, that's really great. That's cool. Who's Ted Nugent? Walk away.
Nugent. Isn't that the place kicker for the Cincinnati Bengals? No, it's not. Has he ever done anything with Drake? No.
It's like you said, the guy is just iconic, and above and beyond music and the different groups he was involved with. Just, a spokesman, an ambassador for the Second Amendment and hunting, and he really is he's an icon. And so, let me get this next item here, if I can get this up here.
Well, now that's something we probably know. Yeah, we probably associate that with Ted a little bit more than books and hats, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so it's brand new. It was taken out of the case. He autographed it, and it went right back into the case. We had this set up at SHOT Show as well. You may remember. Got a lot of attention. There's just a lot of neat things in this package that attract the attention of a lot of different people. But it's just a real nice guitar. Like I said, got the autograph on it. Look good in anybody's man cave or in the gun room next to the rifle. So.
And what I think is neat about that What's neat about that is, a lot of folks, and I'll admit I'm kind of this way too, a little uncomfortable putting firearms just out on display. I like mine a little more secure than that, locked up. Where with this package, between the guitar and the autographed photos and the book and the hat and everything, you actually have it something to publicly display. You can have it out in the family room and, not really have to worry about it that much. So it's kind of cool from that aspect that there is a lot of different ways that you can show this item off.
And there absolutely is. And a lot of people that I talk to on a regular basis, and a lot of people, especially at SHOT Show, this could be a hard concept for some people to go. They actually have a gun room. So they have couches in there, they've got coffee tables in there, their favorite bourbon is in there, and they have cabinets built against, they have their guns on display all the time. This is a piece that would definitely be worthy of music fans are going to love this. Gun fans are going to love this. Music and gun fans are going to love this. It just appeals to so many different people. And you're 100% correct. What a great display piece. If you do have that gun room right in the middle of it, on a table, on a rack, I would prefer to put it in some kind of a plexiglass case. Mm-hmm. Knowing my friends the way I do, they'd be wanting to, pick it up all the time, put their dirty mitts all over it, and that wouldn't end well for somebody.
Right.
Moving right along, I'll get that up here. So, true to form with the zebra pattern, and I'll flip this around so everybody can get a better idea of what we got here and see the autograph on it.
There it is.
Right there. And so this is the, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, a little bit of detail on the gun itself. What did that start life out as before it got?
So it was a PSA JAKL. It's 5.56, and it's got the 14.5-inch barrel. Yeah, it's got the muzzle brake compensator there. It's just got all sorts of crazy and custom after that. But that is what it started out life as. A really great gun. These guns shoot real well. I don't think anybody's really going to shoot this, but just a really nice platform to start out with to make something, this type of a display. It's a fantastic platform to begin with.
And of course, matching optic. I'm trying to make out. Does that say Swaro on the side, or is that? I can't. The optic. It's
right there. Oh, Gideon.
Okay. Yeah. I'm working with a small screen and older eyes. So
no, I understand, and I'm not exactly holding these things in the best fashion either. But I'm hoping everybody can kind of get a feel for it. It's just an amazing looking gun. It really is.
And of course, the JAKL, a 14.5-inch barrel. It's got that compensator pinned and welded on there to get you to 16. So there's no NFA stuff to worry about here. You've got a adjustable gas system, mag pulley, CS stock, kind of a little reminiscent of the Masada ACR, the one they made, the one that we all wish they'd made. Again, it's Ted. It's not going to be phosphate matte black finish. It's going to be something rock and roll, and that is definitely rock and roll.
Something jumps out and is wild. Absolutely. An attention getter.
Yeah.
And of course, my favorite caliber is the 5.56. You can't go wrong with that. So
we know Ted's a big fan of hog hunting. Great caliber for that. Really great for the smaller game. I know some folks will use it for deer where legal. Might be pushing it a little there. That's a shot placement over caliber debate that is for another show. But that's a really cool, fantastic collection. Obviously Ted's legacy goes on beyond just, I think everyone thinks of Cat Scratch Fever and Stranglehold from the 70s, but a lot of people forget the Damn Yankees from the late 80s and into the early 90s. Absolutely. Kind of a super group that, Ted was a part of with Jack Blades from Styx and a few other notables, and put out some really great albums in the late 80s, early 90s as well. And again, you can't turn on a news program talking about gun rights, hunters' rights, and without Ted probably being on it. He's probably one of the most visible celebrity spokespeople for our community. And,
and talk about longevity. He has been for decades.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Out there I didn't mention earlier. It was the folder.
Yep. Yeah, really, it's just a caliber change kit away from, Magpul teased us with their Masada in the early 2000s, kind of the first dip into that really interchangeable rifle platform, which, Bushmaster then took across as kind of a stripped down version for the ACR. But, certainly the look is there. You got that full length rail up top. So if you want to put a thermal out in front of that I'm guessing that's probably a 1-6 or a 1-8.
Yeah, this is yeah 1 to 7 on your twist on the rifle. Is that yeah? I want to kind of get the close up here on this pistol grip. I didn't get that earlier. If you can see that.
Spirit of the wild.
Yep. And that's just on that side of the grip. So I mean, it's just, and I should have showed you that at the beginning, but the more I look at it, I find more things that I need to point out. So.
And, you know, that's so often the case with these types of firearms, though. You know, you get taken away by the big stuff that sometimes it takes a little bit more looking to get some of those little fine details. And,
Yeah,
you know, again, with the way Bryant Ridge handles these things and especially your photography, I mean, you guys tend to find every little thing there and get it out. So, you know, again, if you want to see up close and personal, head over to collectorseliteauctions.com. There'll be photographs in this lot, probably a ton of them from every angle you can imagine so you can see this work. I mean, zebra Cerakotes or whatever finish that is, zebra is not an easy pattern to do, and that they've done a pretty doggone good job. That looks like a zebra.
Yeah, no, it looks absolutely fantastic. And you know as well as I do, even with the high resolution photos, sometimes it's hard to tell until you get it in your hands, until you're holding it and looking at it. You can see, wow, that thing looks fantastic. And like I said, we're just really excited about this and happy to be part of this collaboration. You know, with PSA and Ted Nugent and Gunbroker and you know, GOA. It's just a fantastic opportunity. We're very excited about it.
Yeah, and to me, that's one of the most exciting things. I mean, obviously, it's a great package if you're a firearms collector. You know, a Ted Nugent item is, you know, it definitely shows that you're part of the community, that you appreciate the people doing the work for us. But at the end of the day, this is all going to help the gun owners of America. You know, and that just makes it even better. It's great to have a fine firearm for your collection, but to be able to do that while helping support the cause, while, you know, helping the people that protect us daily. You know, I was just talking to John Farner over there yesterday about some of the things they've got going on, and you know the number of lawsuits they're involved in at both the certainly we know about the big ones at the federal and national level, but they're also fighting the fight at the state level for folks too, and you know they've really been at the forefront, along with a couple other groups, of kind of starting to change the tide of gun regulations in this country. You know, we've been on a little bit of a, you know, knock on wood, but a little bit of a winning streak over the past decade or so, and honestly, the GOA, along with the SAF and the NRA and the Firearms Policy Coalition, have kind of been leading that fight. So, you know, doing what we can, you know, if we can add to our really cool collection and help those guys fight the good fight at the same time, I mean, that's a win-win.
It absolutely is. You know, and I would encourage anybody that's not already involved with the GOA to research them, because you kind of mentioned it at the beginning here. It's not an exaggeration. They are doing things daily. And you sign up for their emails and notifications, you'll stay on top of that stuff, and I mean daily. They are out there fighting the fight. You know, different states across the country, you know, at a federal level. I mean, they're just everywhere, and they definitely are out there protecting our rights. There's no doubt about it. Great organization, and just a great group of people.
And really, you know, just from a political statement alone, what better way to say you support the fight for gun rights than buying an AR? Kind of the, you know, the poster child of the antis. I mean, it's just the best way to make a statement. So, and again, you know, it's Ted. How much more do we really have to say than that? You know,
that kind of says it all.
That's right. It's Uncle Ted. It's rock and roll. It's fighting the good fight. It's a man who's lived by his own rules for 40, 50 years, probably longer than that, and probably isn't going to change anytime soon. So, you know, to me, if you love rock and roll, if you love gun rights, if you just love one-of-a-kind firearms with a really cool and very, very easily verifiable provenance, I mean, this is a hell of a package to pick up.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you know, Eric, as we've mentioned, you know, this is certainly one of the dozens and dozens of really great firearms in the March collection of Collectors Elite Auctions. As usual, you guys over at Bryant Ridge have found some really incredible stuff to put in there. So, you know, folks, I encourage you, if you want to take a look at the Ted Nugent collection, certainly hop over to collectorseliteauctions.com. But I'd go over there and check out everything else that we've got on there. With Bryant Ridge and some other partners. Yep, they have put some fantastic items up there for March. You know, I keep trying to find someone who's willing to buy a fairly heavily used kidney so I can pick a few of these things up. But you know, in the meantime, I'm content just to look and drool and dream. And to be fair, if you do that online, spit doesn't really hurt the finish as much as if I'm drooling on it in person. Cool. Well, Eric, again, man, thanks for your time. Thanks for you guys over at Bryant Ridge, taking this on and working with Ted's group as well as the GOA. I mean, it's just something else that you guys do to continue to help support the firearms community. I mean, a big part of what you do is keep some of these firearms still in circulation, get them out there. They don't end up, sold off to, the pawn shop or, just turned in at a $50 gift card buyback by family members
Right.
who might not know any better. I mean, you guys are helping preserve, the legacy of some of these firearms collections. You're preserving history in some cases. And, especially on the engraved stuff, you're helping protect the history and legacy of those engravers and the work they've done. Thank you to
Well,
everything you guys are doing and helping support the GOA on this one. I can't wait to see this one go up. I think it's going to be really fun to watch. And I'm going to be a little jealous of whoever ends up getting it.
we appreciate your help very much. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this kind of special, kind of short edition of the Collectors Elite Preview Show. Again, we've got well over 100 fine, collectible, unique, one-of-a-kind, engraved, customized, what the hell is that type firearms over there on collectorseliteauctions.com. You can go visit today, take a look at the preview page to see what's going to be coming up on March 1. All auctions will open on Sunday, March 1st and run through to the evening of March 15th. So you've got some time to do some research. You got some time to get some bids in. And I wish you all good luck and good bidding.